Okay, so there's a massive shift happening right now in how we regulate our financial world. Regulators are using incredibly powerful AI to supervise banks, and this tech can sift through mountains of data to find risks that humans, well, we'd probably miss them. But this creates a brand new and honestly a really profound question. If AI is the new supervisor, who's supervising the AI?
And that's really the heart of the matter, isn't it? That's the core question we're digging into today. How do you possibly build ethical guardrails for a technology that's specifically designed to see patterns that are beyond our own human abilities? How do you do that without letting it just become this unaccountable, mysterious black box?
Well, it turns out the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, you'll hear them called the OCC, they are right on the front lines of this exact challenge. And they're not just talking about it, they are actively building a whole new ethical framework from the ground up to govern how they use this powerful new tech.
And this technology, it has a name. It's called SupTech. That's short for supervisory technology. The whole idea is to use AI and really advanced analytics to make financial oversight way more effective, way more efficient. But, as we all know, just because something is smarter or faster, that doesn't automatically make it fair or right. The OCC's entire approach is built on this one really clear and powerful idea. These algorithms are tools. They have to serve human judgment. They can never, ever replace it. And to make sure that happens, they've built their whole ethical framework around 3 core pillars of trust.
So what are these pillars? They are transparency, explainability, and human oversight. Transparency means an examiner has to be able to see how an AI model came up with an alert. Then, explainability means they have to be able to understand why the model flagged that particular risk. And, maybe most importantly, human oversight makes sure that a human being always makes the final decision.
In the real world, these pillars become non-negotiable rules. So every single alert the AI generates has to be traceable all the way back to the data and assumptions that created it. It's got to be auditable, meaning somebody else can come in, check the work, and see if it holds up. And this part is absolutely critical. It has to be overridable. An examiner can always look at the AI suggestion and say, nope, I disagree, as long as they write down exactly why.
And here's the really smart part. This ethical thinking isn't some kind of an afterthought that they tack on at the end. The OCC is actually embedding these principles right into the technology from the very beginning. So by the time an examiner even sees an alert on their screen, that tool has already been through a super rigorous ethical review.
And this review process is intense. Think of it like a gauntlet of tests. They run bias audits, asking, does this model accidentally or purposefully disadvantage certain groups? They do backtesting, where they look at history and ask, if we'd had this tool back then, would it have caught the things that led to a past crisis? And then they run scenario reviews, basically stress testing the model to see how it handles completely wild, unexpected events.
And this isn't happening in a bubble. The OCC is working closely with other major regulators like the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, you name it, to create a consistent set of rules across the board. The big goal here is to make sure this domestic framework also lines up with the global standards for AI fairness and accountability that are starting to emerge everywhere.
So this brings us to the real heart of this new world of supervision, right? It's this dynamic, this dance between the human examiners, their powerful algorithmic tools, and the records that connect them. Because it's in that connection that we find the ultimate safeguard for this whole system.
Algorithms are just amazing at finding these tiny, subtle patterns across millions of data points, patterns a human could never hope to spot. But an algorithm can't understand context. It can't weigh the real-world consequences of a decision. That's a uniquely human skill, and it's one we can't afford to lose.
So what is it? What's the thing that makes all of this actually work? What ensures the transparency, the accountability, the human oversight we've been talking about? The ultimate safeguard is something, well, it's surprisingly fundamental.
It's a database. That's it. A comprehensive, unchangeable record of literally everything. Every single time an examiner overrides an AI's recommendation, it's logged. Every time a model gets audited for bias, the results are stored. Every step in a decision-making process leaves a digital footprint, and all of that creates this complete, permanent trail. So this database, it really becomes the system's conscious. It is the ultimate source of truth. We're not just talking about data storage here. This is the physical embodiment of accountability. It's the thing that guarantees that every single action, whether it's by a human or an algorithm, can be reviewed, questioned, and understood long after it happened.
And that leaves us with the really fascinating question to chew on. In a world where every single supervisory decision, every disagreement with an AI, every single piece of evidence is permanently recorded, what does true accountability even look like? It's a question that goes way beyond just banking, and it really touches on the future of how we govern ourselves.